from him is that this is a day to celebrate, that this is something that his administration has worked really hard for, and that Brittney Griner will finally be home after many months. It's notable that she was detained just a week before that Russian invasion, and that, as you all have been talking, the administration managed to hold these negotiations and secure her release amid this war where relations between the U.S. and Russia are at an all-time low. And so I think you'll hear from the president. We expect that he would address the fact that this is a one-for-one swap and is not a broader prisoner swap as some had expected and that the U.S. had hoped, and perhaps learn some things about what they plan to do going forward.
Let me interrupt you because the president and Brittney Griner's wife have come out. Let's listen to President Joe Biden.
Good morning, folks, and it is a good morning. Moments ago, standing together with her wife Sherelle in the Oval Office, I spoke with Brittney Griner. She's safe. She's on a plane. She's on her way home. After months of being unjustly detained in Russia, held under intolerable circumstances, Brittney will soon be back in the arms of her, and she should have been there all along. This is a day we've worked toward for a long time. We never stopped pushing for her release. It took painstaking and intense negotiations, and I want to thank all the hard-working public servants across my administration who worked tirelessly to secure her release. I also want to thank the UAE
I wish y'all could see the visual.
Facilitate Brittney's return.
Two beautiful black women standing behind Joe Biden.
These past few months have been hell for Brittney and for Charlie and her entire family and all her teammates back home. People all across the country have learned about Brittney's story, advocated for her release, stood with her throughout this terrible ordeal. And I know that support meant a lot to her family. I'm glad to be able to say that Brittney's in good spirits. She's relieved to finally be heading home. And the fact remains that she's lost months of her life, experienced a needless trauma, and she deserves space, privacy, and time with her loved ones to recover and heal from her time being wrongfully detained. Brittney is an incomparable athlete, a two-time Olympic gold medalist for Team USA. She endured mistreatment and a show trial in Russia with characteristic grit and incredible dignity. She represents the best about America. It is across the board, everything about her. She wrote to me back in July. She didn't ask for special treatment, even though we've been working on a release from the day one. She requested a simple quote, "Please don't forget about me and the other American detainees. Please do all you can to bring us home."
I'm not turning the camera around.
We've not forgotten about Paul Whelan, who's been unjustly detained in Russia for years.
It's on MSNBC.
This was not a choice of which American to bring home. We brought home Trevor Reed when we had a chance earlier this year. Sadly, for totally illegitimate reasons, Russia is treating Paul's case differently than Brittney's. And while we have not yet succeeded in securing Paul's release, we are not giving up. We will never give up. We remain in close touch with Paul's family, the real family, and my thoughts and prayers are with them today. They have to have such mixed emotions today. And we'll keep negotiating in good faith for Paul's release.
Morning, everybody.
I guarantee that. I say that to the family. I guarantee you.
Brittney Griner is free.
To do the same to ensure that Paul's health and humane treatment maintained until we are able to bring him home. I don't want any American to sit wrongfully detained and one extra day if we can bring that person home. My administration has now brought home dozens of Americans who were wrongfully detained or held hostage abroad, many of whom had been held since before I took office. And today, we also remember the other Americans that are being held hostage and wrongfully detained in Russia or anywhere else in the world.
She's with Americans.
Reuniting this Americans with their loved ones remains a priority.
She's being checked out by a doctor.
My administration, every person in my administration involved in this. And we're going to continue to work to bring home every American who continues to endure such an injustice. We also want to prevent any more American families from suffering this pain and separation. And I strongly urge all Americans to take precautions, including reviewing the State Department's travel advisories before they travel overseas, which now includes warnings about the risk of being wrongfully detained by a foreign government. Make no mistake about it, this work is not easy. Negotiations are always difficult. There are never any guarantees, but it's my job as President of the United States to make the hard calls and protect American citizens everywhere in the world, anywhere in the world. And I'm proud that today we had made one more family whole again. So welcome home, Brittney. And now I'd like to invite Sherelle to say a few words to you all. Of course, she's not excited at all about this. Sherelle, it's all yours, kiddo. Congratulations again.
Thank you. So
Brittney's
the last
wife is
9 months,
gorgeous.
y'all have been so privy to one of the darkest moments of my life. And so today I'm just standing here overwhelmed with emotions, but the most important emotion that I have right now is just sincere gratitude for President Biden and his entire administration. He just mentioned this work is not easy, and it has not been. There's
Listen,
been
I'm
so
not
many
playing with
hands
you mofos
involved, and
today.
so I'd like to take a moment to just specifically mention a few. Vice President Harris,
I'm just blocking
Secretary
you today.
Blinken, Jake Sullivan, Josh Geltzer from the National Security Council, Roger Carson and Fletcher Schoen from the Hostage Envoy's Office. A special thank you to Governor Richardson and Mickey, the Mercury
Thank
Players,
you for the roses, everybody. And I saw somebody send me a heart.
for
Thank
your
you.
advocacy. And also, you guys may not know this, but my family has been tremendously supported by the Wasserman Agency. BG's agent, Lindsay Colas, has just been amazing for me and my family throughout this process. So today my family is whole, but as you all are aware,
I don't know,
there's so many other families who are
the
not whole.
immigration
And
pro,
so
I don't know if she's on
BG's
U.S.
not
soil
here to say
yet,
this, but I will
but
gladly
they
speak
did
on her
mention
behalf and say that BG
she's
and I will
in
remain
U.S. custody
committed
and
to
she's
the
being
work of
checked out by
getting every
doctors.
American home, including Paul, whose family is in our hearts today as we celebrate BG being home. We do understand that there are still people out here who are enduring what I endured the last 9 months of missing tremendously their loved ones. So thank you everybody for your support. And today is just a happy day for me and my family. So I'm gonna smile right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all very much.
Mr. President, what has Russia gotten in return, Mr. President? What is Russia?
They aren't taking any questions.
When will Brittney be back in the U.S.? What has Russia gotten in return, Mr. President, for this prisoner swap?
24 hours.
What do you say to the Whalen family who says
He
this
said,
is a
she'll be home in the next 24 hours.
How soon will he be home?
All right, President Biden taking just a few questions as he closes the door about Paul Whalen. And he asked for 24 hours in terms of more information on that. But Joe,
they're going to be
statement,
releasing more
there from
information in
the
24
wife
hours.
of Brittney Griner,
Thank you.
Sherelle,
Thank
and
you.
also from the president about
I'm going to mute this
the
now
release,
because
the
I got a
swap
few
that
words to
took
say.
place.
I did a quick video on TikTok, but what they didn't talk about is who she was traded for. Hold on, I see a Ku Klux Klan member in the chat. What they didn't talk about is who she was traded for. She was traded for a terrorist, right? I'm ecstatic that Brittney is coming home. I really am. But who she was traded for? She was traded for a terrorist. Oh my gosh. I haven't had one of these in years. Anywho, she was traded for a terrorist. And my problem is this terrorist is going to go back to Russia and do terrorist-ish. And that terror-ish that they do lockstep and barrel with Putin is probably going to be against the United States. So being that you know you're trading for a terrorist, why not get 2, 3, 4, 5 for one? That's what I don't understand. And I guarantee you that's going to be the controversy spun by the right. Because one, the right doesn't see value in Brittney Griner because Brittney Griner is a black woman who is also a part of the LGBTQIA community. So they see no value in her, period. They see value in the Paul person that was mentioned by Brittney Griner's wife because he's a white man. This thing is getting ready to blow up, and it's going to be a talking point from the right. He did do the right thing. I mean, if he couldn't negotiate to get them all, you go for the most valued. And they may not think so, but Brittney Griner is the most valued. And I believe there was something going on as to why the Paul guy, I forget his last name, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. There was something going on as to why he was detained. But yeah. Brittney Griner is the value. She's a WNBA player. She's an athlete, prominent in the sports industry here in the United States. Oh, they're showing is this the Paul person? I don't know I forget his last name. Hold on, I see a Ku Klux Klan member down in the chat. Let me get him. I can't wait. I mean, what the Russians did was they transferred her to this other prison where it was grueling. She was working 10, 12-hour days, doing whatever it is that they do in this prison that she was transferred to. And in my opinion, the tactic was to up the ante. They don't want to leave her in a prison where it's not grueling because it wouldn't put pressure on the United States to want to negotiate. They did the trade. She's she's not on U.S. soil, but she is in U.S. custody, and she's being checked out by U.S. doctors. Where she was before, she was being locked up for hours upon hours within the day. And you know, for an athlete, you can't be cooped up like that. You have to be able to exercise and stuff like that. Then they transferred her to whatever grueling jail it was. Somebody says she's on a plane as we speak. Well, Morning Joe reported that she was being checked out by doctors. I guess that could be on a plane somewhere. But they put her in a Siberian work camp, somebody says. Thank you, Rox Marino. So the good news is that Brittney Griner is on her way home. And I'm ecstatic about that. Because how she ended up getting locked up is it's a scary situation. But Joe Biden did mention in that press conference that he did, if you're traveling abroad, you need to contact the embassy. You need to do your research. You need to know what the laws are when you're going to be in these other countries. Their laws don't match our laws. She got caught with some type of cannabis. That's against the law in Russia. And it's mentioned that it was prescribed by her doctor. Russia doesn't give a shit about your doctor and what was prescribed. If it's illegal, it's illegal. You can't have that shit over there. So, yeah. If you're traveling abroad, be aware of the laws of where you're going to. They don't give a shit about you being American. If you get caught, you will be punished underneath their law. Somebody said she already knew the law, being that I think she was playing basketball on a team over there, or she was coaching a team over there. I don't know. But she was in a profession over there. She should have known the law, but that doesn't mean she knew the law. But I believe it is your responsibility when you're traveling to other countries to know the laws. Right? Respect the laws, respect the customs, respect the culture of where you're going to. So, yeah, I'm glad she's on her way home though. After 6 years, she should have known them. Well, she should have, but that doesn't mean she did. And she was prescribed this medication by a physician. She probably thought a prescription would hold weight over in Russia. It doesn't. They don't give a shit about your prescription. If it breaks the law, it breaks the law. So, yeah. How y'all doing today? Your girl is working in her robe today. She really doesn't feel like working, especially since she's ahead of schedule on her reporting. I don't know if it was somebody's asking, was it a Russian physician? I don't know. If it was a Russian physician, I doubt if a Russian physician would prescribe a drug that's against the law in Russia. It wouldn't make sense, right? Haven't seen me in a while? Good old TikTok. Good old TikTok. And they just took down a video. I don't know why. Hey, fancy face. I don't know why I had to appeal it. And 2 seconds later, it was restored. I told y'all I pay attention to the patterns. Even though it was restored, I suspect that it will be taken down later. So I took it down anyway. After they restored it. Paul Whelan, thank you. Paul Whelan is his name. Paul Whelan is still in the Russian prison. Thank you. Thank you. Do the teams have their own physicians? Shouldn't they know? I don't know. I don't know how it's working over there in Russia. But I wouldn't think that a Russian physician would prescribe to Brittney Griner a drug that's illegal in Russia unless it was a setup. And we know Putin is good for setups. We know that, right? I just think it's a beautiful thing. She'll be home for Christmas to be with her family. She probably gonna need some true therapy to deal with what she's had to deal with and what she's seen over in Russia. Right, she's viewed as an elite over here. So, if that's the case, if it comes out that it was a Russian physician that prescribed a drug to Brittney Griner that's considered illegal in Russia, then I would believe it's a setup. Because in prescribing that prescription, as long as it's prescribed by a doctor, you're good. I wouldn't put it past that. That's what they told her. Hold on, I see a Ku Klux Klan member. Let me block him. Thank you. You're welcome. But I woke up to this news. Hey, CF Story. I woke up to this news. It was breaking as my feet were coming out of the bed and hitting the floor. And I was like, this is when it first came across the screen, I was like, this is fantastic. And then my wheels start turning. And y'all know I always have an opinion. My wheels start turning and I start thinking about all these different scenarios. And I was like, oh, let's go live and talk about it. Hey, North Carolina. Good morning. Good morning. So, yeah, they will use this against Joe Biden. You traded this person for a terrorist. You set a terrorist free for this person. Because like I said, first, they don't see value in a black person. So, you know, they don't have any problems with a black person being put in a jail and rotting away. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you traded the terrorist for this black person and you left the white man behind. You left the white man behind. Baby, they are going to spin it. Wait till Fox News get a hold of it. And then that's going to release all of the trolls out here on social media. And when black creators are talking about it, they're going to get down in those black creators' comment section to wreak havoc and be abusive towards that black creator, to spin the narrative, to, you know, attack Joe Biden and his politics. That's what they're going to do. That's what I foresee happening. You see them down in the chat. They couldn't wait to come down here and somebody said, and they say white privilege. No, it's elite privilege. It's black privilege. Child. Oh, you see the snowman? Yes, there's my snowman. Isn't it gorgeous? Yes, they're going to be mad. They are going to be mad. They're going to be mad. They're not going to hear what Brittney Griner's wife had to say, that she will continue the fight to get Paul Whelan free now. She worked to get her wife free, and now her mission is to get Paul Whelan free. She understands that there's going to be mixed emotions about it. Joe Biden says he understands that there's going to be mixed emotions about it. But they will be working together to now try to get Paul free. They ain't going to hear none of that because that doesn't benefit what it is that they're going to try to do. They're going to use this. They're going to spin it, as I said, to try to turn people against Joe Biden. Remember, 2024 will soon be here. Let the games begin. I see it. Of course, Joe Biden wants the black vote. He understands the value of the black vote. He understands the power of the black vote. You may not understand it. You may not understand it. In the video that I did, I did a gratitude video for Stacey Abrams yesterday because what happened here Tuesday night in Georgia would not have happened without Stacey Abrams and what she has done over the past 5 years here in Georgia. So I had to thank Stacey Abrams because without her, we wouldn't have got Raphael Warnock into office. What Stacey Abrams has done here in the state of Georgia is that she has made black people valuable here in the state of Georgia. We are now a powerful voting bloc here in the state of Georgia. So yeah, if you're smart, you want the black vote. Period. So White folks getting down here in my comments saying, oh, they just want the black vote. You damn right they want the black vote. You're damn right. Woo! Good morning. Good morning. You damn right they want the black vote. If you don't want the black vote, you dumb. You stupid. You're incompetent. You're an imbecile. You're a dotard. Remember when Kim Jong-un, was it Kim Jong-un called Donald Trump a dotard? I had a whole series over on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, called The Dotard Files. I might be bringing that back since he's running for president again. Yep, I will be bringing it back. The Dotard Files. Y'all, I'm goofy today. I'm goofy. You heard it here first. The Dotard Files will be returning to Tabitha Speaks Politics. The Dotard Files was all things Donald Trump. All things stupid, ludicrous Donald Trump. The Dotard Files. I will be bringing it back since he's running for president. You know he gonna bring it. He's gonna bring it. So, all right. So, yeah. Somebody said they like the mug. It says Jingle Bells. And it's a little penguin with his little scarf. Hold on, I see a Ku Klux Klan member down in my chat talking about voting red. Bitch, we won't be voting red probably for the next decade. Be gone. Be gone. We won't be voting red until the Republicans have some type of policy. Hey, Car Talk with Cookie. We won't be voting red until Republicans come forth with some type of plan, with some type of policies, talking about what they want to implement and how they want to better the American people. We will not be voting red until they start working for the American people. That's it. That's all. Good morning. Good morning. I will never say that I won't vote red. I have voted red in the past. I will never say that I won't vote red. I'm an independent. If what you want to do will better me, a black woman in the United States, and the black community, if your track record pans out, I will vote for you. I don't care if you're red or blue. But here lately, I ain't rocking with red. They have no policies. They have no plan. And the things that they want to do enriches corporations and themselves and keeps the poor and tries to make the middle class poor. They want to take away health care. They want to take away Social Security, which benefits our elderly. What they want to do, they want to abolish Black history. They want to continue to oppress minority groups. They are talking grimy and being hateful, specifically towards our LGBTQIA community members. No. They want civil war. They justify insurrection. No. Hell no. No. That's all that they have been able to do. And up until the midterms, they were talking about crime. They were talking about even education. Once they got the House, what did they come out talking about? Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden holds no office anywhere in the United States, but they are going to spend taxpayer dollars to investigate Hunter Biden. No. Mm-mm. No, no, no. No. What's going on with, I'm not talking about that. You have to go out and do your research and get that information on your own. I'm praying for his daughter. I'm praying for her mental health. I'm praying for her physical health. I'm not talking about Ted Cruz's daughter. Wait, somebody down in the chat calling me delusional. Let me block their ass. Let me block their ass. They love to come in here with that shit, but they can't tell you nothing that the Republicans have done. They can't tell you nothing that the Republicans have done. They love to talk about what Donald Trump has done for black people. He's done nothing for black people. They keep talking about some optimization program. Go on over and check out The Trusted Banker. She breaks down what Donald Trump did for that program, which is absolutely nothing. What that program did was enrich corporations. They love to talk about all of the money that he gave to HBCUs. I work in higher education. I see what's going on with these PWIs and HBCUs. The money that he claims he gave to HBCUs is a bold-faced lie. HBCUs got no money from the Trump administration. But what he did was he tricked the presidents of HBCUs, had them all come up to the White House because he was going to do all of this for HBCUs. He used them for a photo op and then did nothing for HBCUs. Yeah, I see the finances for HBCUs. I saw nothing coming from the Trump administration. So all that he says that he's done for black people is a bold-faced lie. I'm still listening to Bob Woodward's Trump tapes. You know that he released that over on Audible. The Trump tapes is a series of Audible interviews that he put together. It's sort of an audiobook where you can hear him interviewing Donald Trump for this book that he's supposed to be writing. And all throughout, he loves to talk about what he did for black people. Black people were doing great underneath his president. No, black people were doing great underneath Obama. You inherited that, right? And once you got in and gumped everything up, now black people, yeah, we back to the bottom again. We ain't finding jobs, can't find a job. I told y'all my son has been without a job for months, and the outlook is looking bleak as we head into a recession. We're heading into a recession. All of these layoffs that you are seeing, Google laying off thousands, Facebook laying off thousands, all of these different companies laying people off. I ended up over on Laid Off TikTok the other day, and video after video, I'm seeing people sharing their stories of getting laid off. These companies know something is coming, and the biggest bulk of their budget is wages. So where do you go to cut? You cut people in order to save money. That's why these wages, these layoffs are happening the way that they are. And they're not laying off 100 people there, 100 people here. No, they are laying off thousands upon thousands of people. Something is coming. I know something is coming. I work in watching what's going on with investments over on Wall Street. Something is coming. I'm watching how stocks are tanking, are at a loss. Something is coming. The news will tell you, oh, you know, they talk a lot about inflation, but they like to say the economy is doing well and this and that, and we may be nearing the end of this inflation. Child, pay attention to what's going on around you. Something is coming. Something is coming. Stocks, as somebody says, somebody's stocks have been dropping off. Yes, pay attention. Something is coming. But who suffers the worst? It's the black community that suffers the worst. Somebody said 7.2 million homes are being foreclosed on. I don't know about that number, but I know it wouldn't be shocking. It wouldn't be shocking. On that note, thank y'all for hanging out with me. CEO are being interviewed telling people a recession is coming. Can I speak in rent increases? It's terrible what's happening. And then they can't figure out why sales were down on Black Friday. They're shocked that sales were down on Black Friday. Sales were down on Black Friday because people are trying to put food on the table. The cost of food is astronomical. And people are trying to put food on the table. They are trying to keep a roof over their heads. When rent increases at $400-500 a month, what do you think is going to happen? When I could go into a grocery store and spend $100 on groceries, and that will last me and my son for 2 weeks, and now I'm spending that every week? What do you think's going to happen? Corporations, you continue to squeeze the consumer, and you pay these Republicans to do that shit, and you think they're going to continuously have money to shop on Black Friday? What do you think, corporations, Republicans? What do you think? Wages haven't really increased in decades. Wages haven't really increased in decades. You all pushed back when the Democrats tried to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. You all pushed back on that, corporations. Y'all remember when Kristen Sinema did her little shimmy dance and did a thumbs down on the wage increase when they tried to vote on increasing the minimum wage to $15 an hour? That is why I will be on Kristen Sinema's head. She's up for re-election in 2023, 24. She's up for re-election. And from now until 2024, I will be on Kirsten Sinema. Because of that. That stays forever etched in my fucking brain. Her doing that little shimmy dance and that thumbs down on a federal, was it federal or was it across the board, increasing the minimum wage to $15 an hour. I made a post about it yesterday. A lot of people, don't forget Joe Manchin. I'm not focused on Joe Manchin. What Kirsten Sinema did when she voted down increasing the minimum wage burned my fucking soul. And Kirsten, the way I rode Herschel Walker, baby, I'm coming for you. For you. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Y'all remember when she did that? Y'all remember when she did that? It was, we are talking about increasing the minimum wage to $15 an hour, which doesn't even cut it. You need to increase the minimum wage to fucking $20, $21 an hour for people to survive. But increasing the minimum wage, it would have helped. It would have been a running start. And that bitch on the Congress floor did a little shimmy dance and thumbs it. The fucking disrespect. I'm not in Arizona. Kirsten is in Arizona. But bitch, I'm coming for you. You better step right every single time as you start up your campaign for re-election if you do it. You better step right every single time. Because bitch, I'm on your ass, Kirsten Sinema. Don't get in my comments talking about, what about Joe Manchin? Me and you, Kirsten, girl. Me and you. Me and you. In addition to what's ever going on in Georgia. But me and you, Kirsten. Me and you. Y'all remember when the people, her constituents, she refused to meet with her constituents? And wherever she works or whatever she does at this university, these people got together to try to talk to her in the bathroom because she only speaks to those who can pay $1,000 for a plate, right? At those events. That's the only people that she speaks to. So they can't get a meeting with her. So they try to speak to her in other avenues. She fucking ignored those people. Didn't even say, okay, what's your name? Didn't reach out to nothing. She ignored those people as if they weren't even standing there saying anything to her. Remember when she was on the plane and the lady came to her and the lady said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I can't afford the events that you speak to. I can't afford to attend those. And I just would like to speak to you about a very important issue that I'm dealing. She fucking ignored that lady on the plane like she wasn't even sitting there. Me and you, Kirsten. It's going to be me and you. I don't have a huge platform, but I got a sizable platform. Me and you, girl. Me and you. She only speaks to people at events, and these events you have to pay for a plate. She does these speaking events where it's not free. It's not like she holds town hall meetings where her constituents can come and express their thoughts and opinions on what she's doing and and ask questions and a normal town hall event. She doesn't do that. She doesn't do that. But baby, it was that thumbs down on the Congress floor with the shimmy. Somebody's putting Marjorie Taylor Greene's name in. Why are you doing that? Do you not know she was just reelected? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. So yeah, other people might be talking about Joe Manchin. I'm zooming in on Kirsten. The way she duped the constituents of Arizona. Hell, you would think I was a constituent of Arizona. I feel betrayed. And I'm not a constituent of Arizona. She duped those people. Soon as she got her ass in the Congress, she started siding with the rich and powerful. She stomps for Mitch McConnell. She links up with Mitch McConnell. She speaks with Mitch McConnell. Yeah. Anywho, thank y'all for joining me. I believe she is Cake's PCA. I believe she is. Joe Manchin, he's a roadblock. But Joe Manchin will sit and try to negotiate with the Democrats. I don't ever hear about Kyrsten Sinema trying to sit and negotiate with Democrats. No, she has completely sided. She completely works for Mitch McConnell. Completely works for Mitch McConnell. And on that note, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yeah, somebody, I saw somebody talk about how much her worth has increased since she's been in Congress. Don't get me, they've all increased their wealth since they've been in Congress. But only one person shimmied and thumbs down the increase of minimum wage. A lot of people voted against it, but only one person shimmied, did a little twirl, and thumbs down. Kyrsten Sinema did that. Kyrsten Sinema said, fuck you taxpayers. I was paid to thumbs down this, and I'm going to add a little shimmy onto it. That's what Kyrsten Sinema did. And I forget the guy's first name. Is it Ruben Gallego? He called her out. He called her out. Now, he hasn't said that. He hasn't officially come out and said that he was running for the seat. But when he called her out, that was as good as an announcement to me. That was as good as an announcement to me. Somebody says, now you got me looking for it. Go back in my videos. I don't know how far back. It's pretty far back. But I did do a video about it. Who is this down in my chat telling me you act like no politician? No politician has twirled and shimmied and thumbs down something that benefits millions of people. Not all politicians have done a twirl and shimmy and did a thumbs down. Kyrsten Sinema did, though. Kyrsten Sinema did. So, yeah. Y'all have a fantastic day. Thank you for joining me. Can't wait to see Brittney Griner step foot on American soil. It's going to be interesting. Watch how the Fox News and the trolls and all of that come out and spin it. Again, this is what you're looking for. Let me get my thoughts together. This is what you're looking for. They're going to talk about how Joe Biden left behind Paul Whelan, the white man. And they're going to talk about how Joe Biden released a terrorist to get Brittney Griner. Okay? Somebody says, wait a minute. Yes, she was released this morning. Brittney Griner was released this morning. I did a video. Check out the video. I'll see y'all later. Peace.